It is awesome in gaming. Oh, I misheard my intro. Hi everyone, you have found what to play next. We're bringing everything that is awesome in gaming. We're playing catch up here. I did play through the first chapter of the council, so I am redoing that on pure wines and cannons. All right. So what I did is, since it's so involved and so incredibly well done, my hair was behaving so well up until this literal second. This literal exact second. What I did is I picked a different path. So if there was new footage or so on, I caught everybody up that way because we're continuing. The first chapter was so good that I wanted to buy the game, but I was just buried in betas for the longest. So what we're doing right now is exploring the room. So what happened is my mother disappeared, and we're going to do a little bit of grinding where we just basically go through and we collect things that'll help us out along the way. Like I'm full on honey, which is my royal jelly. Devil's Thorn.
Tortured Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance.
And so on throughout, and then eventually we'll go on to Brunch and be able to review that because it's not in the playlist.
Have left something behind.
So we're going to try and solve
She must have used the writing materials. What if she used lemon juice instead? An old trick used to hide messages.
We have a little lemon tree out on the balcony, so it's a really fun
using
trick.
Invisible ink. I bet she used a lemon to leave a message. Now, how do I reveal the message?
You use heat to reveal it. So we have to find some sort of a heat source, and then we can see what our mother wrote. So this is a sort of puzzle that they leave through, and there's more than one way to solve it. In this particular case, what I had to do was go out onto the balcony. So, and then we can move on and actually heat it up with the candle that we found and reveal.
Aha! That's working.
What we're gonna do is burnish it.
Message. Let's see what my mother wrote.
It works with finishes to give it a nice shimmer.
Where all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology. On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, could be anywhere. After that, she adds, beware hero. The beast always charges the best protected soldier. And that's its weakness. What is my mother trying to tell me? That you've gone to so much trouble, you must not have only found something important, but you must have also felt like you were in great danger. Now I better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
So he's gonna go looking for the secret passage.
Sir, dinner is
constantly interrupted.
Typical.
I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
This guy is such a beast, but this is the normal social anxiety things that we run into in the day by day here, where you do worry about getting interrupted or caught when you're sneaking around. So really cool for that. So what we're going to do is go to the brunch that we actually cut out of there. At the time, I didn't understand
if I get a chance,
what was going on.
I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
I'm not entirely sure that we're able to do that. Try. Doesn't look like I can. You have a limited amount of time before you get prompted in a lot of these. So it doesn't hurt anything to look around. You know, obviously everybody here is as shady as can be. As far as a peasant is concerned, despite the fact that we are a part of this secret order and really should understand that we're running the world here.
Me. I'm busy.
Too bad. We'll see him later.
Yeah, he doesn't really like you, friend, so I'd walk that one off. Probably should have read his placard before banging on the door. It's kind of a
That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
Go forward here. I do get to sneak in. I am so much more shady on this playthrough. I just feel like
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
A ritual. I mean, obviously, these are things that are done. Holy crap. I mean, I get that you're visiting, but that is in a state. So George Washington was concerned about Elizabeth Adams. So it's good that we're checking in on this. I am chock full of royal jelly. Hold on. Which one is that? That's this one? So what I should do is use some, and then I can take that.
Looks like I
What
found a
is-
box containing some kind of white crystals.
Consume that.
These are magnesium crystals, a fairly effective remedy for easing anxiety. Well, let's see what it tastes like.
Adventurous sort.
I really need to stop tasting everything I find now.
Yeah, it doesn't have to go in your mouth, honey. Just encounter an immunity. Golden elixir to cure yourself. Golden elixir to cure yourself. Hold on. Which one is golden elixir? Do this. This is easy stuff here. So inventory. Go to here. Golden elixir is number 2. So we'll just wipe that out. And then as far as the characters go, they're incredible. What I found out was something about Elizabeth. I would swear I had unlocked. Maybe not. Oh, there she is. She's under Adams. Hold on. God, she's John Adams' daughter. Vulnerability, questioning. Daughter of John Adams, Elizabeth was rejected by her parents at birth, declared stillborn, brought up in isolation. She grew into a fairly young woman with bipolar, terrible fits of anxiety, slowly gnawing away at her. Numerous treatments, nothing could cure her. Descended into folly as a friend of Gregory Holm and Lord Mortimer. John Adams decided to send his daughter to Lord Mortimer's manor in the hopes he could help her with little hope. Elizabeth has now been at the manor for sure. She is a hot mess. They appear to be giving her what are commonly accepted cures for things like anxiety. Obviously.
3rd of November, 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart. Father told me it was for your well-being, but I can't help but blame him. He claims that your condition has worsened and that it could be dangerous for both of us if we met.
Oh my God.
If only I knew where you were, believe me, I'd be at your side. I haven't received any news from you in a long time. Please write. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. I hope you like the enclosed talisman.
Alrighty, well. What on earth is that? 5 circles shaped.
June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer
Explains
matter
a
to
scar
you.
on her head.
Father maintains that the secondary effects of your treatment still trouble you, but that they will soon subside. Should I believe him? I cling to the belief that we shall soon see each other again, at long last. Write soon. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. Don't forget to tell me what present you want. August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I am driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain he filters our exchanges. Thankfully, one of the chambermaids is able to help me get my letters to you, but they still remain unanswered. I often think about you and pray every day to be able to hold you tight. We have so much time to make
This
up.
is like her descent
I beg
into
you,
madness, I guess,
answer
or
me,
ill
please.
health.
Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. That horrible woman came again yesterday. She spent a long time speaking with Father. I didn't understand everything because they spoke in French, but I'm sure they were talking about you.
My God. So, that's... Here's more. Just got a lot of stuff lying around here. Collector coin. It's cool that there's a little bit of a point-and-click aspect to it. It's so commonly found in adventure that they kind of... it's harkening back to the pixel hunts of the 80s and 90s.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first
Oh,
Sunday
wow.
of May.
So she
I've been
canceled
told
this
that you're
time.
no better.
Oh, it's the father,
And,
okay.
unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country. Please, excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's
The
just for a
boys
day,
are allowed to visit.
I
It's
promise
interesting.
we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother. She still isn't ready. Please don't judge her. I'm sure you'll be able to put all of this behind you one day.
Got it. Things do not. Prognosis looks grim, honey. You're not looking so hot there. Let's see. Royal jelly. Nothing in the drawers. This place has very clearly been completely converted for her use. Let's see if there's anything on the balcony, and then that's about it. We're even able to go out there. Not really. Wow. So that's one heck of a look around. Gave us a lot of insight into what's going on with this character. I better get out of here before I get caught. And I have a brunch to attend, so there's that, you know. No, friend. Stay on the straight and narrow. Or, well, the narrow, if not straight. We're gonna blitz this place. We're gonna do it right. Alright, so that's George. So we're going this way. The whole thing is, thankfully, a trapezoid. I wanted to just rectangle so badly. A trapezoid, so it's not like we'll get completely lost or anything. It'll just drop us back to where we were at my rooms if for some reason I'm led astray. That manner. I guess that's downstairs. I know that there's a few of the nicer rooms are here. Doesn't look like I'm allowed in there. You know, how dare they? The nerve. Maybe I can drop by Emily's room again and say hi. Say how do. I would have thought that I would pass Napoleon's, but apparently they're just trying to fill me in.
That must be the door to the room of the soldier I saw in my vision.
Ooh, okay. Look. I was gonna say, it looks like they're just filling me in from Elizabeth Adams, but if Mr. Bonaparte is already at brunch, then I will have a look-see. It's The
Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
Yeah, right? Gave me chills. I had a friend who could read it in the original French. It's an interesting political commentary. So I only know it secondhand, but...
My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere.
It was
We are
under
obliged
Italian
to go into
control.
hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us soon. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands. Your loving mother, Maria Letizia Bonaparte.
The level on which he felt he was repressed bears a striking similarity to, for instance, Hitler, who was very much pushed into poverty by his, obviously his surroundings, but he was kept out of complete starvation by being able to shovel rich Jews' very large estates out when it snowed. Apparently they do get snow in Germany, and resented them
The
greatly.
Battle of Alexander
Well,
Issus, or how Alexander the Great triumphed over King Darius. Yet another one with delusions of grandeur.
So he had limited resources, Napoleon, and basically resented that his station wasn't recognized by his what he felt was his captain.
Vercingetorix throws down his arms at the feet of Julius Caesar by Royer, two great army chiefs.
I certainly didn't always agree
My
with...
dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the High Society meeting organized for the occasion. We shall be able to continue our discussion about our project for a new order for France. I have a proposition to make to you concerning your wish to put a strong leader at the head of France. I trust you to be discreet as to your coming. See you soon. Lord William Mortimer.
So, he was very ambitious, very studied hard. It wasn't that he wasn't a smart tactician or anything like that. Just that people who have that sort of resentment that drives them tend not to fare well when
French actor
the
Talma is Nero
rubber hits the road.
Britannicus, the last emperor of the Caesar dynasty.
There's hardship implied in all of their ambitions, and for some reason it comes as a surprise. Ultimately, small things like a failed battle, the one at Waterloo, put him under. He retired, felt compelled to rise again, couldn't handle, the life that was given to him.
Sesterce from Roman Gaul.
So that's kind of heartbreaking that, so many historical figures suffer from that. He was banished to an island off the coast of, Corsica, which you would think would be a, not favorable, but, acceptable loss. Devastation.
Bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier. My dearest son.
That's from his mom. Looks like that's all we're going to get out of here. Given what he did, attempt to overthrow France, it's next to nothing. He got a slap on the wrist because of his social status. Then returned, and obviously that went poorly, so. Guess we'll be carrying on here. Carrying on with the carrying on. Again, any path that you might have missed, you would have been able to catch yourself up on. I'm just in a broader sense. Obviously, I didn't meet with Elizabeth Adams this time. I kind of know her situation from my last playthrough where I did walk away from George Washington.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet. I really need to talk to you.
Hello. You're Elizabeth Adams, aren't you?
Yes. I regret that we haven't been properly introduced.
Take an interest.
Do you often fall ill like that?
Yes, sometimes. But don't worry, I guess I'm kind of a frail flower.
Maybe you were feeling hungry.
No, it was nothing to do with being hungry.
Yeah, she's going to get
Fatigue,
specific.
probably. I've been feeling more and more exhausted lately.
Well, get some rest then, Elizabeth. Take advantage of the sea air and you'll soon get your strength back.
Do you really want to know what made me ill?
Yeah, like
Last
100%
night,
no.
I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
Excuse me, but speaking frankly, why would you care?
I know your mother very well.
Everybody does.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No, I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her sadistic hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees, too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
Yeah,
Look,
she had some sort of work
I've
done.
gotta go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the
We
point
started
of
a
rubbing salt in
confrontation.
wounds?
Allow her to confide. Let's see, to understand my mother. Find out the truth.
I want to find out what really happened.
No, you really don't want to know what your mother did when I shed my first blood at puberty.
On the contrary, you can tell me anything. Let me be my own judge.
I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they?
No. Mention her sister.
Haven't you got a sister?
Yes.
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
She's the only one who cares about me. I would have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
You see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Oh,
My mother.
don't look.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me.
Yeah, well,
Not
sure
only
looks
did
like
it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was
Bad
declared
people.
stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's come here for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
She's not a murderer. No, she, might have her beliefs, but she's not a murderer, so I don't believe her. I think she's a little off kilter. Unfortunately, people who've been victimized are sometimes like that, whether or not, my mother did that. She's certainly off balance enough that she doesn't actually know what's going on. She can really only ever see that from her perspective. It's clearly hit her that hard, or it's just not even an option. All right. Rolling.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at
Why do
your
you wear that
service
mask?
day and night, sir.
Can you tell me about
I would
our
like to
host?
speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that sir would like to know?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps sir would like to know something else?
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
Do you have any golden elixir? We got any ammo?
A little Carmelite water would do me a lot of good. Could you find me some, please?
Oh, the tonics are under lock and key, sir. Lord Mortimer only allows access to them in cases of emergency.
Well, that is unfortunate. Oh, manuscript.
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir, and I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare
can't
lend
just
sir a
demand
book in such a
Goethe.
pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
Terrible people.
Hang
My
on,
book.
but it's mine.
Beg pardon, sir?
It's my book. I'm telling you, it's my book.
With all due respect, sir, I hope sir will understand that I have doubts. You see, I found it in Lord Mortimer's library.
Huh, there you are then. That's exactly where I left it.
I am quite put out, sir. I don't know what to say.
In that case, I suggest you say nothing and hand it over.
But
Now.
But, sir, Very well, sir. Here you are. May sir take good care of it. It is damaged.
And you've damaged it as well? Well, bravo. Bravo.
No, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me, sir.
Say pardon.
Pardon me, sir.
Very good.
There were some other things I wanted to go over with you.
Yeah. How about that? A few questions about the manor. I find on the ground
Yes.
floor.
Can you briefly describe the ground floor, please?
So
Very well,
ugly.
On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall. From the Grand Hall, Sir can access, on one side, the small salon where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, Sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the
Well,
other
is there a
side of the Grand
PowerPoint?
Hall, Sir may access the dining room. That is where Sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, Sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery, where a large part of Lord Mortimer's works are exhibited. And in the gallery, Sir will also find access to the garden. But Sir may be reassured the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, Sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
We're on a rock.
Except for my mother.
I believe
Has
it.
Sir another question?
Yes. What can I find on the second floor?
That floor is strictly reserved for Lord Mortimer, sir. In the west wing, on the second floor, are his private chambers. In the east wing are the rooms reserved for Lord Mortimer's personal guests.
That's me.
At the moment, these rooms are reserved for Sir Holm, sir.
Oh,
But only
like personal,
authorized
personal.
guests may access that area. Does Sir have any more questions?
What's on the first floor?
The first floor is reserved for guests, sir. That is where Sir will find his private rooms. The main corridor leads around the building. 3 stairways will enable Sir to return to the ground floor. It is also from there that Sir will be able to reach the second floor.
Thank you very much.
Anything else, sir?
What is outside on the island exactly?
Lord Mortimer has made a point of keeping the main part of the island in its natural state, sir. For security reasons, only the wharves and the gardens are accessible to guests. If Sir would like to walk along the wharves, he has only to follow the pathway used upon his arrival. If he would like to walk in the interior gardens of the manor, I would advise Sir to pass through the portrait gallery. May I help Sir in any other way?
No, honey, you can have your life back. Guest, host. Oh, did I ask about the host?
I would like to speak about
Oh,
your
he's the
master,
soul of
Lord
discretion.
Mortimer.
Forgot about that.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that Sir would like to know?
Good. Thanks. Gucci. Alright, let's see what's going on here. So, upon finding ourselves in the manor, we orient. Out. Wings. Brunch. Kinda already looked around, so might as well continue on our way. Journey onward, friend. We're journeying on with the journeying. Yeah, onward. Did we or did we not just see these people walk in here? Help me help you. You saw that with me, right? Maybe it was over here. We'll go for a yog. Yogging. Dun, 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 dun. What's this? Rubbernecking. Suppose this is where I go to next. Let's have brunch. Who's excited? Alright. What do we have going on here? Salty dog, a soldier, a duchess, cardinal. If I weren't in such a fine
Dear
kettle
friends,
24/7.
I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
Figure it out yourself, son. That's what
Thank
your
you
dad would
again
say
for
to
the
you if
wine,
he
Your Eminence.
knew
It
who
is
you were.
served every day at the king's table. I am
Lovely.
delighted to hear it.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
Good food, good company, you know.
Please, go ahead. What do you want to know?
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last. And yourself?
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I should feel better too, as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
I don't see how.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir
course.
Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauterne, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your
You
discretion.
changed the wine?
Don't worry, I appreciate the
Yeah.
same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
Where is this little doohickey I'm supposed to head? Are you seeing it? I'm missing like every
everything all right?
punch cue.
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
Oh, monsieur, you must be joking.
What do you think of Volner?
The Prussian king is his puppet.
I find it hard to believe the King of Prussia is so weak.
Be careful. Volner is as influential as he is dangerous.
You seem to know each other well.
And you, sir?
We used to work together.
I see.
Yes, I heard the news. What a story.
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
Mortimer is arranged to keep his family out of the harmful reach of Corsican monarchists.
Interesting.
And that's not all. Mortimer and my mother have apparently agreed to deliver cannons to this Bonaparte.
What? Since when does the Order finance wars? Are you sure?
Unfortunately, yes. And the fact you didn't know my mother made this agreement makes it even stranger.
Thank you, Louis. At least you have taught me something.
Who does not know of her, sir?
Monsieur de Richet?
And right here
It would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Oh, this is gonna go well. You're gonna ask me about agreement that I don't think exists. So I can either betray my host, I can betray my mother. This is wonderful.
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis.
Financial.
I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about our disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I
sure you can
appreciate
make
his
us meet
confidence,
them.
but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course.
Thanks, Louis.
But I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that,
Alrighty.
I have a little question for you.
Oh,
The
good.
agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
Just for 100.
It is remarkable.
The right time. Suppose I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you ought to speak to my mother.
Oh, what a pity. I was hoping you would be up to the challenge. I have one last
Who's
question
the
I
other
would like to
one?
pose to you.
Interesting.
We don't know each other yet, you and I. And I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
Let's see. Let the people be. France needs a leader.
I think what France is lacking today is a truly strong leader ready to govern her. Someone who will restore her luster, who will propel her forward so once again she becomes a proud nation respected by all. A man capable of both rebuilding the country from the inside and, at the same time, developing exterior relations. Someone with a vision, I think. The right person still remains to be found.
It is remarkable.
You're right, my friend. I hear your words and I agree. Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Oh, that's
Reflections on the
French
Revolution in France.
Mr. Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
We're not letting you near the butler
I would
anymore.
like to say a few words, please. I would like to thank Lord Mortimer and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington. Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be
We
present,
need etiquette.
as well as Lord Mortimer,
But she
I
doesn't.
hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
I'm an amusing fellow. Obviously, this is going to happen. Damn, look at me. I'm stellar. Alright, what did I flunk? I couldn't find the little light bits on the screen. This is the scavenger hunt that was adventure was always, to me, a downside. I was very frustrated by it in early adventure games. I do not like pixel hunts. So it's not surprising that I can find one and then not the other fast enough. Also, some of it might be behind my head. So that just is. Let's see what we can do to catch up here. Etiquette. 2 points before level 2. What else? Conviction. 4 points before level 2. Diversion. 2 points before level 2. Unlocks dialogue, options, and actions. I feel like I should have that. Anything strange in someone's behavior or appearance. Questioning. Vigilance. Noteworthy details. Right now I'm mastering sneak and that's about it. Hopefully I won't need that. I need 11 there, 10 there. I need level here. It's so easy to, hit something where I have nothing there before. A little bit harder out here where I don't have a proficiency. But I suppose... am I gonna max on... I'll put in there, link in the description below. The first chapter is free, so if you do want to play along, you certainly can. That's an option for you. Also down there is Gamer Grind, Gamer Coffee delivered to your door. They're an awesome co-op. Also put your logo on merch. And finally, last but definitely not least, this went on for a little bit longer than I expected, so we're going to skip ahead again.
Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
We're going to find the secret door that'll take us to the next level. Skill point in psychology. Sorrow's a young Werther. Thoughts on the French Revolution. I think that I'll keep it on conviction. It seems to be helpful, so we can start into the next chapter. Like I said, I'm mostly going to skip through this. I have already done this portion, so I'll just speed run it and then drop us into the next one for those of you who watch through the playlist. For those of you who haven't, each mystery is enclosed. So the first chapter, I could have skipped right past it and kept going, and people would have found that a good time. So I don't, I'm not at all concerned about that. It's an awesome game. Also, a link in the description below if you are interested.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
For instance, that's interesting. I don't have the key, but I can pick locks, so that's awesome. Connecting with us some more, you can buy this chick a coffee of $1. You can see some behind the scenes stuff like that. It's on Coffee KOFI.
No space
where
left.
A lot of
I'll retrieve it later.
indie devs, artists, and so on go to hang out. So we put a lot of our stuff up there, and it's cool because we can fundraise there as well. Or you can, link up with us on BK, on Facebook, whatever social network is your favorite. And then also Twitter. Full Earth symbol. Oh, that's cool. So I just snatched a key. Twitch, for instance, more than happy to meet up with you guys there. I haven't had a lot of call for streaming, but if you do want me to, I certainly can. So, bonus, we can certainly do that. If you want to do that, the link is in the description below. So stay safe, game on. We will see you guys in the next video.
Well, Your Eminence, do you still have any room left?
Ah, my son, the sin of gluttony is the most difficult of all in my eyes. Nevertheless, what a charming moment we have had together. I'm delighted I was able to talk to Mr. von Wollner. We hadn't spoken to each other for an eternity.
Yes. I noticed that Your Eminence knew a fair number of people at the table.
The benefit of age, my son. This isn't my first invitation to Lord Mortimer's. You will see, it's the perfect place to make new friends. Indeed, I noticed that you and Mr. Bonaparte had already begun.
I adapt quickly to local customs. It's what I was taught.
And you are right to do so, my son. But tell me, have you had any news of your mother since your arrival?
Alas, still nothing, Your Eminence. But I still haven't been able to meet Lord Mortimer.
Do not worry. It is typical of him. What can I say? Lord Mortimer is a very busy man. I should think you are beginning to worry.
To tell you the truth, not really.
You are right. Be positive. Perhaps Sarah is in the company of Lord Mortimer, and they will both turn up shortly.
But while I have you with me, I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Louis. What can I do for you?
If I said to you, where all eyes size you up, would it mean anything to you?
I don't know if it's the place you're looking for, Louis, but it makes me think of the portrait gallery.
There's a gallery here? Can you tell me where to find it, please?
Of course. Just go through the door at the end. It will lead into the library. Continue all the way through, and you'll end up in the gallery. You'll see it, Louis. When you get there, you'll know.
Thank you very much, Your Eminence. On that last word, then, I shall leave you to fight your demons. See you later, Your Eminence.
See you later, my son.